And it doesn't have to do with Trump. It's every president has their own like policy, or someone in the higher ups will push some type of policy that affects housing and the economy, real estate, whatever. He is saying on January 7th, which was not too long ago, he says he wants to ban large institutional investors from buying more, is the key word, single family homes in general, right? Like, because what they're doing is buying it and then they're holding it, and that's taking inventory out of the market and making it harder for young people to buy ultimately. But another thing is he's saying he wants to prevent them from buying more, and he's not saying, because some people are getting it twisted, saying, oh, maybe they're going to be forced to now sell their homes, their inventory. And
He never said
no,
that.
and I know he didn't say that, but people are thinking that he never said for them to divest in what they're doing, right? So that's not going to happen. But here's some important information for people to know too, because I spoke to Dana, who is a CEO of this large rental company, and it's just a drop in the bucket, dude, or like it's not going to do a huge impact whether he bans it or not. So a lot of it is kind of like strategic narrative talk, but at the same time, it also, because of midterms, it also is important to maybe for sure stop this from happening, because whether it's a drop in the bucket or not, it's still going to affect housing. Another thing is these large institutional investors only own 1 to 3% of the single family homes that are going for rent and are being owned by them. It's nothing, right? So about 44 million households rent in the United States. Of that, only 16 million are single family homes, and less than 400,000 institutional investors own those single family homes. So that's so tiny. And Blackstone in particular only owns about 62,000 or even 55,000. So the boogeyman Blackstone is not the boogeyman that everyone's trying to make it out to be.
Okay, but that sounds like a statistical, little thing there that you could throw in, because you're still talking about 62,000 homes that they
I get
own.
it. I get it.
So it's not
I
nothing,
know.
you
I
know.
know. But
And hold up, hold up. What's to say there aren't some subsidiary companies of Blackstone that own all these different ones? You know what I mean? Like, who's to say that's not going on either?
Mhm.
But I agree with you.
Wait,
Uh,
wait,
it's not gonna make it. It's not gonna
wait,
make a
wait, wait.
difference.
You're
The
right.
drop of the bucket.
I'm glad you agree with me on that. But going back, just to add more fire to what you're saying, it is still, that's 65,000 families, right? And I
65,000 American
families.
families that can't have a home.
And by Trump doing this, or even other people that are for this, and I understand it, it gives back the American dream for those citizens to own property. And I love that. I think that's a great thing. But I'm just trying to break it down analytically and let people know it's not like, don't get your hopes up, people. Like, it's not gonna like
You're
it's
you're you're trying to be factual about what it really is.
right, right. But I think in the concept and the messaging is great, because it does help. And also keep in mind that all these homes, a lot of these homes were bought during COVID, during 2020, but a lot of them were actually bought during the financial crisis when nobody could buy homes. So what did Blackstone do in the global financial crisis? They gobbled all these up, right? They retained them when nobody else could hold them. So if anything, it kind of helped spur the economy at that time. So it's not like they're the worst of the worst. And no,
So true, so true. Our overlords are actually good for
yeah,
us.
I know.
So
I was
true.
gonna say, what's his name? Gosh, what's his name? Hold on, the Navy SEAL. Do the voice. The Navy SEAL, dude, the guy that I like.
I got guys out there that are still waiting to buy a home since 1987.
What's it, Jesse Ventura? I was gonna say I don't have a sponsorship like Jesse Ventura does. You know how like he says politicians should wear the race car suit where that shows all the
Absolutely.
ads. I'm not
Well, he's a
Blackstone,
funny,
people.
yeah.
If you guys are listening, I'm not Blackstone.
No, he's
I'm just
not.
trying to
He's
give.
not.
I'm just trying to give
No,
real
Andrew's
shit.
Andrew's pro CIA and I'm pro Mossad. So we're just trying to get in here. You know what I mean?
Pro America, dude. Pro. So there's a difference between the American people and the U.S. government. Don't ever forget that.
100%. There's a difference between the Russian people and the Russian
Yeah.
government, the Israeli people and the Israeli government, the Chinese people and the Chinese government. Now, of course, the government and the people share a
Right.
culture, 100%,
Hmm.
and they share a lot of the opinions and the convictions that they have now. But you can't generalize people, you know. So when people are like, "Oh, America is aggressive," Americans like, bro, chill the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
we're just trying to like
Live.
have some beers,
Yeah.
play some pool, make some hot dogs,
Right.
grill, maybe hit up the hot tub. You know what I mean? Hot Tub Time Machine is the most American film ever made. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of fellas just trying to have a good time in a hot tub and end up teleporting, and then everybody thinks they're communists from Russia when they're back in time. You remember that? They're in the 80s. Everybody thinks, oh, these guys must be communists from Russia or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But
One last thing to tell people too, like we said, 62, 55,000, whatever Blackstone is holding, just to go back to that, just to speak facts too, because this is about getting smarter together and fucking excelling in life, right? This
yeah,
podcast for people and to make money and wealth, whatever. Um, those homes particularly are in regions in the Midwest. So if you're planning for the most part to like own in Southern California or Miami, they're not really the density of the homes that are from like Blackstone and other big corporations, private equity, whatever. They're not in Miami or LA really. All right. There is some in like San Bernardino. Actually, cool story. We were actually going to buy a house, not me, but my client, in San Bernardino. And we were looking at it. We're like, this is a weird house. Like, why is it so shoddy? And they're asking for a big price. And you could tell the seller at the time was utilizing the ignorance in the area by the buyer not asking particular questions. I am a good realtor, at least I hope. And I told my buyer,
you
hey,
ask good
we need
questions.
to ask
Yeah.
good questions. We ask good questions, and the agent was like, hey, this isn't like common for a buyer to ask, but a lot of it's like the sewer line, when was the plumbing, a lot of basic stuff. A lot of people miss, buyers and realtors in particular regions. But it was owned by Invitation Homes. Invitation Homes is similar to Blackstone, right? And Invitation Homes is a private equity company that accumulates all this real estate. They actually own, from what I understand, more single family rentals than Blackstone. So the boogeyman isn't Blackstone. I would say it's other ones too. Anyways, that's it. Just want to throw that out there.
I say it. I say the boogeyman is real and that it's Blackstone.
Well,
No,
it
no.
makes for content.
It does make for content. Andrew would know the actual reality of how many assets these companies would be having, these private companies would be having, and there is a boogeyman urban legend out there that they're buying up all the homes, and here's the thing: there is a truth to that. It's just not one entity; it's a bunch of
Hmm.
entities, right? So
Right.
that's the problem with
But they
that.
only own
But
400,000 approximately of the 16 million single family homes that are being
but
rented.
but
Okay. So, like,
but
very small, but still a lot. 400,000 families. I get it.
that's
Americans,
half a million
citizens.
Americans.
I
That's
know.
half a million
I know.
Americans.
I know. And that's why
But that's what I'm saying. Like, look at how we're measuring it. Oh, it's only
I
400.
know.
I'm not saying
Good.
you, but I'm saying obviously people are doing this.
I catch myself by talking to you too. You're 100% right. And American citizens not all of them deserve it, but they deserve the opportunity and opportunity.
100%.
And
Well, it's the American dream. If you work
right,
hard, you deserve the chance.
right. But going back to putting on my Blackstone hat is when the financial crisis happened, no one wanted to buy these homes. And what did they do? They bought these homes and rented it out to people that lost their homes. So like, it's kind of all an ecosystem that works together.
So it's like they work together in tangent with the people who caused the crisis, and then they're like, "Oh, let's buy up the homes and just keep these
I,
freaking idiots just renting from us."
so fair
Genius.
point. This is why I like talking to you and people like I have friends like you and other people that we're very like we make sure to catch every little hole
Right. Yeah.
because you have a
Every
fair
angle.
point. Like do you think these private equity groups and these Wall Street groups they had a lot to
100%.
play in the financial crisis, so they're not savior either.
Well, create the problem and present the antidote, right? Present the solution. That is the best thing you can do. As a producer, you got to take a couple playbooks out of that sometimes, okay? So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
right,
But yeah, we got to look at it from the reality, from real angles here. You know what
right.
I mean? So
Like
yeah.
Quentin, what he's doing too, like by talking trash on his competitors. Strategy, dude.
Look,
Strategy.
and again, I think there's a difference when people speak something that they really feel passionate about. Maybe they're not thinking it too much. Like Quentin being like, Paul Dano should die. That's pretty much that's not what he said, but you know what I mean. Like him talking so much shit about Paul Dano. It's like the same way when I'm like, Larry Fink is now with the with the Trump administration, and it's like not on paper, but yeah, they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not on paper, but
So
yeah.
but yeah, they are,
And then
and so it's
yeah. I was just going to say the World Economic Forum, bunch of people are involved in that. They're all playing together. They're not out to help everyone. Their citizens are there to like globally do things. Right?
They're there to talk about their point of views. It's a
Yeah.
forum. They can go and be like, oh, well, I think that we should start eating dogs, or I think that we should, destroy all the bees, or whatever nefarious thing.
Or like Bill Gates, now he's retracting from his views because he's getting caught up. But
it is interesting.
It is interesting. He's now like
right?
zipping it up as he should. All right, let's end it there. Comment, subscribe, everyone. This was a good one. This was fun.
Subscribe.
And let's do some good clips here.
Real estate, film, schizophrenia, red pill, blue pill, white pill,
black pill,
Andrew pill.
Yes.
No black pill. Never doom.
Okay.
Never doom.
Okay. You're right. This is a hopeful thing.